Of b8ta TV. My name's Steph, and I'm coming to you live from b8ta Boston in the Seaport neighborhood. For today's show, I thought I would do something a little bit different than focusing on one individual product or category. And actually, I want to show you something that's really cool in our store. Is we have a whole lot of partners based out of Boston, who are also in our b8ta Boston location and other b8ta stores all over the country. So I'm going to give you a little kind of tour of what Boston has in the way of innovation and just general awesome products. Once again, this is b8ta TV. My name's Steph, and as we go through all of this, I see comments going through live, so feel free to ask any questions that you might have. Share any comments, make a joke, try to get me to laugh, whatever you need to do. And as you look through the products, or as I go through the products, a link will pop up that they'll take you over to our website. You can see them on our page. And you can also always schedule a virtual appointment to go through one of these live one-on-one calls with a b8ta tester from one of our stores all over the country. You can also chat with us online or keep on checking out our shows as we continue to produce them. So I'll kind of get started. Oops. Okay, so what I'm going to get started talking about first is this really cool bag by Only Travel. So it's this thing that I have here. This is the Only Venture rolling pack. Only actually makes a few different options, but what's really cool is that it's completely modular and they all combine together. I'll show you what that means. So this is the rolling pack all on its own. You'll see that I had it kind of fanned out with multiple, it had different parts kind of hanging off of it. You can actually put it all together, tuck the straps away into this little pouch, and then have it as a rolling suitcase, which is, the one way that you could use it. Now, what's really cool is that, like I said, it's all completely modular. So this front part of the bag will actually completely come off and become its own little backpack. From here, you can actually expand it even further. So you can really use it as your day pack, as you're traveling, going hiking, or getting around the city without having to bring everything. This feature as well is, if you are traveling, more and more often, I feel like it's become pretty common where you're at the gate and you kind of get force checked, and then just whatever you can do to kind of avoid that last minute shuffle as you move things between your bags, so you make sure that everything that's going in in the under cabin is safe to go in there. With Only, it's really neat that you can actually just pull off the front, have what you need to have, and let the rest just get stored away if it needs to. This bag is also awesome for traveling because when you're using this front pack, it actually has these two Velcro straps that work as the backpack straps, but then you can also put them over a tray table and make a little workstation for you, be it on a plane or a train or anything else that might have a tray table there. And then this actually folds out and makes a flat little workstation. And there's different pockets for you to put, everything that you might need to organize, from pens, chargers, and, glasses, all of that, or just, kind of lean an iPad in there. There is a little pocket right here where I think is actually a really cool spot to put a power bank. And, we have definitely a few over at b8ta, but if you put a power bank in there, there's actually a spot for you to run a cord through, so you can be charging your phone from your backpack or suitcase wherever you are. And then again, yeah, all fully expands, and lots of different pockets for you to be able to easily organize as well as you go through. Once you expand the backpack, it's also going to have little spots for you to put your water bottle and stuff on the side. But when you fully collapse it, then those go away. So it's really, really customizable just with that one bag. And then there's a whole other bag to this as well. So You can see how from here, it's still a rolling suitcase that you can easily use. But then you can also take off the back part. So this part, I would say like these straps are going to be really nice if you're doing anything, if you're carrying anything that's like heavy and you, or for long periods of time and you want to have that cushion on your shoulders, it does come with those. They're also, so they're strapped down here. So when you do, you just want to use the suitcase as a suitcase, but still want to have this back part for the storage or whatnot, you can easily just sort of tuck them away. And once again, lots of different options for storage. It actually comes with a padded laptop sleeve that will fit up to a 17-inch laptop. The lining is really nice too. So it's this microfiber lining. So it'll keep everything smooth, damage-free, all of that. And then when you are traveling as well, say you really, really maximize the space that you're using with only and you end up like ballooning it out, you can move things around lots of different ways. So this actually has a spot to put the bag on a suitcase. Let me see if I can show you. So then you're going to the airport and you don't have to worry too much about like the weight distribution and all of that. And then all of these, or these front two actually combine. You put the front and the back together and you make their backpack. I'm going to talk more about the backpack in just a second because it's actually something that you can purchase separately. But then I also just want to show you a few cool things about the suitcase part as well. Right here. Perhaps. I don't know. Okay. Cool. So this is the suitcase all on its own. Thanks for waiting as I kind of scooch that stuff off. Now it might seem like just kind of a sort of weekender suitcase bag, but what's really cool is this also is fully expandable. So it'll give you up to about 2 to 3 more inches of headspace, which is quite a bit more like in terms of like volume wise what you're going to be able to put in it. So you can easily use it for your full trip. And ta-da! So the Only bag is really cool, and the makers are really cool for a few reasons. One, it's really, really thoughtfully designed, as you can see, of all the different ways you can combine things together, take things apart, expand it, really customize it. The maker, who we've actually had the pleasure of meeting over in our Boston store a few times, actually works in finance. And we travel a whole lot for work and really made this bag through kind of a series of prototypes from his travels to figure out what would be the perfect use case. And really going from domestic to international, you know, a few day trips to, you know, big long trips where you need to bring all different types of outfits and whatnot. And, you know, all of those different scenarios involve kind of different packing needs. And so that's where they came from as they made this bag. The material is this sort of like military grade nylon, so super durable. It is, what's it called? Yeah, splash proof, which is nice as well. And then one thing that sometimes people will comment on, but I actually think is really cool, is that instead of it being a 4-wheel suitcase, it is just the 2 wheels to roll. This was actually done pretty purposefully. So wheels like this that are in a little bit are much more durable. They're not going to like snap off ever. It also gives you more space in the bag itself because you're not having to worry about the wheels and fitting for a carry-on suitcase. So that's the full Only rolling venture pack. There is also an option to get just the backpack. I'm going to switch the screen. This is what you saw. Now, this one is a little bit what's cool is if you already do have a suitcase that you really like, or you just kind of want to start small. Like I said, everything that Only makes all combines together. So you can actually just start with the backpack if that's all you need right now, and then get the suitcase part later. That's one thing that I think is really cool. And then this is if you combine the two together, the front and the back, you get a really good size backpack. This is something that you can easily use for like a 3-day work trip, or as a sort of like weekender bag. And you still get all the compartments that the front and back come with. And so there's still a spot in the back here for you to be able to put your laptop. There's even some elastics for you to strap down things that you want to make sure don't get wrinkled. You still have the workstation, and then a whole lot of space in here as well, in the front compartment. And so lots of different compartments for you to be able to really organize your gear, and make sure that you're able to bring everything that you need. And so that is something that's available separately as well. You could just start with the backpack and then move up to the full-on suitcase, or the suitcase and still have those the backpack as an option. So this is one thing that we have available in a good amount of our locations, and definitely over in b8ta Boston, and a really cool Boston local product maker of ours. Okay, so next thing I'm going to talk about is the handle stick. Now this is just the most simple, basic little addition to your phone that honestly will just save you so much trouble. So the stick itself, it just looks like this little guy, and it sticks over on the back of your phone, which makes it compatible with any type of phone that you have. And then what's really nice about it as you're using it is it has this elastic that holds the two pieces of the handle stick together. So instead of needing to hold on to something on the back, it's kind of holding on to your hand. And so then as you're lying down, or even just taking a picture and not wanting to, like, getting tired little pinky fingers, it's nice that you can just be able to hold on to that and know that the phone's holding on to you back. I honestly didn't understand it, like the need for it, until the week we got it. I swear I dropped my phone on my face in bed like 3 times, and I was like, okay, I get it. Then what's also really cool though, to help with overall, say, productivity, or just all sorts of different ways that you might want to have your phone as a stand, you can strap these two, the pieces in together. Let me get kind of closer to the screen for a second. So this slides in, there's a little slot, and you kind of click it into place, and then you can lay it down, or you can have it standing up, or do it sideways if you're like watching videos and whatnot. So super handy, like extra feature that you get with the handle stick. So you're cooking in the kitchen, you want to have your recipes there, or you're working. It's nice to have that second like little screen. When I'm using it, I'll often have like Slack or like my notes or something kind of open on my phone next to me, and then my main project open on my laptop. And so it's nice that I can just have this facing me without having to like be lifting up my phone all the time. I just kind of make this little workstation with the help of the little handle stick. So super easy, simple product, but really helpful. It starts at just $9.99. I mean, honestly, it's like getting 2 coffees, and has really helped me out quite a bit. And they're local to Boston. I think they're based out of Charlestown, which is just like a mile or so walk from us. And a really, really cool team. Lots of different color options too. You could see like the one I have on the screen is like this solid matte black one. But then like this, there's like this glittery gold, there's like cheetah print, there's all sorts of different colors and designs. And you can really kind of mix it in with your own kind of taste and what your phone looks like. You can also put it over your phone case or under. Yeah. Really simple and basic, but pretty neat. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the next product. Okay, so this is a Thero Magic Mug. Really deceptively awesome. So Thera was made by actually a group of like college students based over in the Boston area, and really kind of tired of like not getting to their coffee quick enough, and then having cold coffee, and also just kind of applying what they were studying in terms of product design into a really functional mug. And so what makes this sort of magic is that there's actually no like electrical components or anything to it. It's really simple to use, but the design itself is what makes it so functional. So the Thero Magic Mug is made out of the same sort of insulation that the International Space Station uses for their insulation. And so the design, or like the kind of ratio that they've used, means that if you pour in, say a boiling hot beverage, that insulation is then pulling that energy out just to the point where it's that perfect drinking temperature of about 135 degrees Fahrenheit. That insulation is then holding on to that energy and slowly feeding it back. And so what that means for you is you put in your cup of coffee, it's going to be cooled down within 2 minutes to that perfect temperature. You're not going to burn your mouth. And then as it's slowly feeding that energy back in, it's staying at that perfect temperature for up to 6 hours. So what makes it really different from a lot of other products is that it's not designed to keep it as hot as possible for as long as possible. It's designed to keep it at that perfect temperature for as long as possible. I think it's really amazing, especially now that a lot of us are staying home quite a bit more and probably getting used to drinking just kind of black coffee a little bit more often than we might have been getting our daily Starbucks. And when I'm home and I'm kind of sipping my coffee, I definitely am not going like downing it back. And to really enjoy the flavor, you want to keep it at that like perfect temperature. And so that's one way that I found Thero to be really, really helpful, and keeping it like that. It does, when you are out on the go, have a leak-proof top. So you click it in and you drink, you take it out, and then it's not going to pour over. It also is designed so that it's like when you're drinking it, you don't get any of those like accidental spills, which is pretty cool as well. This is available in a red, a silver, and a matte black. Cool. Okay, let's go on to the next Boston local partner. Cool. Okay, so this is our last product, but it's also really, really cool. So we have this heated razor by Gillette Labs. We have them in our stores in a partnership with the Art of Shaving. And what I learned actually after we launched this is that Gillette is based out of Boston, or their US headquarters is based out of Boston. And the product, like the design team, they actually like live nearby. The blades themselves are literally made like a mile away. Like I could go walk over to it. So really cool to be able to like, from just working in our store, we've been able to meet a lot of the people that actually worked on this. And I've learned some pretty cool things. So first, this is the Gillette Labs heated razor. The way that it works is pretty simple. There's just a power button. You turn it on, and it's heating up the blade. There's a ceramic sort of core to the blades that you use with the heated razor. And then it sort of replicates that feeling of a hot towel shave. If you haven't had one of those, or you don't think you've had one of those, it's if you've ever had a shave like at a barber, and it just like, it feels a little bit like too nice. Like you're like, how does it feel like this when someone else does it, but I'm always cutting myself at home? It just really replicates that really nice feeling. So it makes it an enjoyable experience. But what's really cool is when they were designing it, there's actually over 20 US patents in this single product. It's the closest that Gillette has ever been able to bring their blade. So there's 5 blades in the razor. It's also, because it has that ceramic heating disc in the blades, they had to work really, really hard to make sure that they're able to get that even heat distribution on wet skin. If you think about that, like you can imagine that would be pretty hard, and keeping that consistent. And then also making sure that they have as many safety features as possible to make sure that this heated device you're putting on your face is only ever going to feel good. Their blades also, I will say, like, when I first used it, it was the quickest shave I had had in such a long time. Really, really easy. A lot less like ingrown hairs because you're really lifting everything up and soothing as you shave. And then it just feels nice, like it's kind of fun to shave. So one really cool thing that we got in our store, alongside with the Gillette heated razor, we also have a whole assortment of Art of Shaving shaving products, from a pre-shave oil, which helps with glide, making sure that you're really delicately shaving your skin, an aftershave, and then a shaving balm. You can also get all of them together in a little starter kit, which is going to be really amazing when it comes to sort of the gift-giving season, or, you know, as people are as students are going back to school, especially like virtually where you're on camera, like making sure you're always literally putting on your best face. But lots of really cool things from the Art of Shaving overall. But the Gillette Labs heated razor is definitely like the star of the show of what we have. I would definitely recommend coming in and seeing it. Also, like just feeling it against your skin and seeing how that feels to really understand it is, it's a really kind of special blade. It's lots of fun to shave all of a sudden. So this is a little assortment of some local to Boston partners in b8ta. You can find them in our stores, on our website, and you can also always book a virtual appointment or chat with us online to learn more. If you have any questions, feel free to you know, keep on adding that comment or add a comment, reach out to us, whatever, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon. Thank you for joining me today. This is our b8ta TV. My name's Steph, and we'll see you again later. Bye.